Brian Robinson to his right. The snap. Cole drops back to pass and looks to his right. Looks across the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown of 21 yards from Cole Frederick to Torin Mayhew. Cole Frederick in the empty set drops back, looks down the left sideline in the end zone, and caught by DQ Alford. Is he in the end zone? Yes! Touchdown on the pass from Cole Frederick to DQ Alford.
Hello and welcome to the Hillcrest Football Review with Coach Sam Adams. Brent Jones here with you. And Coach Adams, round one of the playoffs complete. Got that one in the books. Tougher game than a lot of people were thinking it was going to be, though.
Yeah, in some respects it was. We had an early turnover that gave them kind of put a touchdown on a platter for them there to start the game. And so that allowed them to hang around a little bit longer than we would have liked to.
I know it's always hard for you because you're always looking toward the next game, and you have to come here and talk about the one in the past. But we do want to do that so we can have a record of this one and celebrate and appreciate the great job your kids did Friday night. And we'll be back to take a look at those highlights right after this. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Football Review.
The Hillcrest Huddle.
Two fakes and a pass deep and wide open as Torin Mayhew makes the catch at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Patriots!
The Hillcrest Huddle, live from Dickey's Barbecue, 69 South, on Tide 102.9.
Kagan Campbell awaits the kick at his 31-yard line. Here's that, it's blocked by Lakeith Crenshaw and recovered by the Patriots at the 14-yard line.
Live from Dickey's Barbecue in the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center on Highway 69 South in Tuscaloosa.
You got a four-star running back in the backfield in this situation. What do? You take the snap under center, you hand it to him, let him see what he can do, and guess what? He crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Patriots!
Your host, Brent Jones, brings you the latest on Patriots football and athletics, with interviews from head coach Sam Adams, assistant coaches, players, and more.
Cole Frederick takes the snap, hands it off to Jahi over left tackle. He spins, runs over a defender, across the goal line. Touchdown, Patriots!
Come join us live or join in the program by calling us at 349-9904 with your questions and comments. Live from Dickey's Barbecue, 69 South on Tide 102.9.
He's got some
crazy about a shotgun man.
Robinson on the 52-yard run.
I mean, when you lose to Opelika, it's not like that's a...
All right, Coach, first round of the playoffs. Benjamin Russell coming in as the number 4 seed in their region. You're number 1 in yours. They're 3-7, and you are 10-0. Always good news here when you win the toss, because that's what you prefer to do. It was a great atmosphere Friday night. Wonderful crowd. The field looked phenomenal. It was just perfect for a playoff-type atmosphere.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good showing by our community. Came out with a really good crowd, and that was really no surprise. We tend to do that, whether we're at home or on the road. First series on offense didn't go as well as we would have liked. We have kind of an uncharacteristic turnover here to start the game.
Yeah, uncharacteristic is a great way to describe it because your team just really hasn't done that all year long.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of I guess kind of miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. We'll get that ironed out for sure.
And then Benjamin Russell did a good job of taking advantage of the opportunity here.
They definitely did. They gave us some different things that we had not seen them do out of looks or similar looks to what we had seen them do. So it took us a little while to kind of get accustomed to exactly what they were trying to accomplish on offense. And part of our woes were self-inflicted, and part of them were just a result of them having a good plan early on in the game.
And that number 3 was a tough running back too.
Yeah, I believe I have to go back and look at the stats, but I think he had more rushing yards against us than any other running back all year.
Wow.
It is good.
The missed extra point made it 6-0. Boy, extra points were an adventure Friday night for both teams.
Both sides, yeah, both sides for sure. This time they decided to kick the ball in the end zone, which was not typically what they had attempted to do all year long. Then we start with a penalty on offense and start this drive in a 1st and 15 situation. And fortunately here we're able to overcome some of those kind of things. Those penalties kind of snuck in on us again, and really put us in bad spots a few times in the game on offense and defense.
But once you got things going, it seemed to roll along pretty nicely for the rest of the game.
Yeah, we had several touchdowns in a row after the initial turnover. I thought Cole, this was a really good decision by Cole here. Just a little bit of an overthrow on the seam route to Torin. And really, I thought right tackle this week, Patrick Hollyhand made his first start, and to be really in a situation where he's physically overmatched, size and strength-wise, I thought he did a really nice job just getting in there and fighting for it. So that was encouraging to see out of a young guy that's really gotten the first big opportunity to play this year.
Yeah, and your team just converted a 4th and 1 there. I don't know the specific numbers, but on 4th and 1, here's the touchdown. Of course, we lost the actual touchdown on the video. It was crowded up. We were having problems with our visual angles with the camera for some reason.
Yeah.
It's getting crowded up there in the playoffs, so we kind of missed that one. Back to the 4th and 1. I can't recall your team going for it on 4th and short and not making it this year.
I believe you are correct on that, on 4th and short situations. But a couple we have not gotten on 4th downs, but none have been in the short yardage type deal.
Right. This was a big story of the night. You had lots of bumps and bruises. Fortunately, if I'm not wrong, none of them were too serious. But it was kind of a scary night as far as that goes.
Yeah, there's several times guys had to come off the field for a few plays, and really, it's, none of them ended up being all that significant of injuries. I believe we'll have everybody back in action this Friday.
That's great news because you're sure going to need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get to that in a bit.
This drive for them was another really good drive. Start off with poor field position, and we kind of had them hemmed up right there and missed 4 or 5 tackles on one play, and against a back that's got a little bit of skill, that's not going to result very well for you.
Right.
And it is good.
So credit to them fighting back after our initial touchdown to take the lead. They took it right back on us.
Right. At this point in the game, it looks like their game plan is working to perfection.
Yeah, it was, no doubt. There we try to go to Brian on a short route. We're a little bit late getting to him, ended up being out of bounds. But really now our offense at this point kind of gets in normal gear, I guess you'd say, for quite a while.
Right.
There's a little speed option to Brian around the left side. When they tacked on a personal foul at the end of it, and they got him, they hit him a little bit late out of bounds. This is a very similar play to what we scored on at Thompson a week prior when Cole hit Torin on a little over the middle sort of post route.
That one just squeaked through.
Yeah, our extra points were they were ugly the other night for sure. This is a really good job by the coverage team. Started with a good kick by Joseph Gannon, and it's pretty difficult to get down there and make the tackle inside the 15 like that. But our coverage teams really take pride in what they do.
Yeah, LaDontis Richards was our special teams player of the week. He seemed to be around the ball consistently on special teams, whether he's making a tackle or assisting on a tackle or having the ball bounce off his chest.
The ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we get to it. Great return here by Kagan.
Yeah, it was, Kagan, anytime he gets a little bit of space to work and he can kind of get going, he's a danger to take it back there all the way. So we started this drive off in really good field position, and just doesn't take too many plays to get down there and score. So we'll screen to Brian. That was fairly well blocked up, and then we just kind of ram it in from the one from there.
And extra point, and it's good, but still low.
Squeaked it in there.
Yeah. I'm assuming that was a call to kick it to that spot.
It was. You got to be able to move the ball around a little bit on your kickoffs, just so a team can't be dead set on where the ball was going to be and where the return should go and all that. So it's really just kind of trying to make them play the game honest.
These plays kind of catch you off guard as well because you got everybody lined up in the box so tightly, and then all of a sudden they pitch it out and toss it downfield. Kind of catches you unprepared, doesn't it?
Yeah, what it does, it tests your eye discipline back on the back end of your defense. And if guys start looking at the wrong thing and start trying to do a job that's not theirs, that's when you can get hit over the top on some of those play actions against these kind of offenses.
Right. They have elected to stick with the ground game, and on the double handoff once again,
the offense they're running was actually very similar to Brookwood was a few weeks back.
Yeah, you talked about, we talked about them last week and what you expected. You talked about the wishbone. Here's a fumble recovery here. You talked about the wishbone. You talked about how they spread it out a little bit, but you never said anything about the wing tee. Did they just kind of throw that in at the last minute?
Yeah, that was nothing that we had seen before out of them. So this drive, really to start off with such a poor field position back at the 10. I mean, there's several just impressive plays in a row. Cole started off the series with a really nice scramble there on kind of a protection issue. Then Brian gets loose on the inside zone run. And we had a long ball to Tornado that was in between these two, and then we had our little gadget play here that ended up working out for us really well.
There you see our sightline issues again from up at the press box, but great call and work to perfection. Torin delivered. Nice touchdown.
That one was Baldo Carden, our receiver coach, designed that play. It worked out really exactly the way that we thought it would.
The little fullback there for Benjamin Russell.
Once again here, they're able to run some time off the clock and change some field position with just some kind of good offensive drives. These kinds of games they can be frustrating to watch and play in, coach in sometimes. It really tests your patience. So then they hit us on another kind of, I guess, play action-ish, I guess, if it's in this kind of offense.
Right.
And they work the ball down there and get a score here late in the second quarter, I believe.
But that's good coaching to give yourself a chance to win by changing things up. And if you know you're outmatched athletically or speed-wise, you find other ways and catch teams off guard. And I think that's what they did to y'all. Of course, you were able to adjust, but it worked pretty well for them for a while.
Yeah. I mean, their head coach, Danny Horn, is a legend in the state. I mean, he's won 6 state championships at another school. So we knew they'd have a good plan to give them the best chance to win that they could have. And this is a really big turn of events here. They were trying to squib the ball down the field, and it bounces off of Ladonis, and then he falls on the ball and gives us really good field position to start this 2-minute drive.
Tab had a really great game. Other than the one drop that he had on that long pass, he just had a really strong game. We actually named him our offensive MVP for the night.
Yeah, he's really progressed with the ball in his hand. He's playing really well right now, and he's a good, solid route runner. Here we got a little bit of holding call. That was a good call. We were guilty on that one. Torin didn't come up with the deep out route. And then we get another drop by Brian here, so it was looking not so encouraging there for a few plays.
All right, the description again, though, for that uncharacteristic of your team.
Yeah. Then Cole and DQ, that was a really impressive play.
Yeah,
it was a good throw and catch. DQ did a good job of getting his feet down in bounds. Then unfortunately we missed a little wide on the extra point.
At the 17-yard line.
There's another really nice job by our kickoff team. Getting them inside the 20 yet again. I mean, anytime you can do that, you're doing your job.
Especially when you have a team that it takes them so long to get down the field because of their style of offense.
Yeah.
You pin them deep, that's going to chew up more clock and make it harder for them to make any sort of a comeback.
Yeah. And I think our kickoff team at this point, while we're far from perfect on this deal, but they take a lot of pride in just getting down there fast and trying to be as violent as possible on kickoffs. And this one they got out past the 20, but then they got backed up with a block in the back call.
Right.
So still ends up really good for us.
And then they got a couple of big plays here.
Yeah. frustrating part about these. We had some poor tackling, and in some cases, the effort was probably less than what it needed to be. We didn't get enough guys to the ball.
That little double handoff play just takes advantage of an aggressive defense.
It does. It does. Yeah. It does. If you're not really on top of what you're supposed to be looking at on that, it can really give you a hard time. And there's another unforced error for us, lined up off sides in a short yardage situation. They gave them a new set of downs. Fortunately, they get backed up with
give you the 5 right back.
Yeah. That's right. These scenarios, like this was 3rd and 12 or 13, and with a run this style offense, if you can get them in that, then you feel like you've got a really good chance to be successful.
That's just still amazing to me. You had not seen this offense from their film all year long, and they just brought it out of the bag for this game.
They did, yeah. We had seen very little. They still mixed in some of the wishbone stuff.
Right.
But even when they were doing that, some of the plays they were running out of it were just completely different.
A scary moment right here.
Yeah, Torrin got a little ankle injury, but he's progressing along fine.
Happy that wasn't a knee situation.
Yeah, those can be pretty difficult to overcome if it happens to be a knee.
What's the update on the other guys, Jaquez and Jai? What's their update on their injuries?
Everybody's kind of in the same boat there. I mean, there'll be some maybe a little bit of pain that they've got to work through and progress through, but as far as limiting their play, there shouldn't be anything really there that causes them to miss any action.
That's great news. Now, how did you feel about the penalty situation Friday night?
Well, we had 5, I believe, that were in that category of.
Before, but we got to talk about this play though. We can't overlook this while we're talking about penalties. This was too great to overlook.
Yeah, that was a new little wrinkle we had in. Again, play action off the speed option sort of look, and the safety jumped down and Tab ran a really good route inside there.
Yeah, and a great catch in the back of the end zone, staying in bounds, too.
Yeah.
And this was a strange sequence of events right here, too.
Yeah, gave us another shot at it. So.
Joe Gannon got a chance to play tailback there for a second.
Yeah.
We were commenting on that. The ball popped up in his hands. He was running the ball. When he was on our show at Dickey's Tuesday night, I asked him what made him want to become a kicker, and he said, because I didn't want to get hit. So his heart had to have been racing right then.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Credit to him that been able to, after that play, line up and actually kick the next one on the next snap. So I'm sure he was a little bit out of his comfort zone with the ball in his hand there. And actually, in high school, he probably should have thrown it up in the air into the end zone because the defense can't return extra points in high school. So,
true.
Instead of getting tackled with the ball. We talked about that yesterday. We'll know that going forward.
Well, that was the final touchdown of the game, and the rest of it is just all academic, but some good plays, so we threw them in here. Your defense playing especially well here. But back to what we were talking about with the penalties. You said there were 5, and how did you feel about that situation?
Yeah, well, there are 5 that were just absolutely unforced. Kind of in the category of foolish penalties is what we call them.
Right.
Pre-snap or post-whistle penalties. Had a couple of false starts on offense. We lined up offsides on defense one time, then had two personal fouls at different points in the game, and we addressed those yesterday as a team, and I expect those to be cleaned up moving forward. Like I said, at this point, we're still trying to work the ball downfield some, but we've kind of switched to field position sort of mode at this point.
Right.
And just really want to keep the clock running as much as possible.
DQ had a really good game Friday night as well.
He did. A couple touchdowns, and DQ's got some talent, and he's progressed in some other areas of the game besides just catching the ball over the course of the year. I mean, he's a better blocker now than he was at the beginning of the year, which is very important in our style of offense. We get the ball on the perimeter a lot, so those guys they got to earn their keep a little bit. There's Andre G getting some action with the first unit in there after Torrin went down, and thought he responded very well. He's another guy that's got some ability.
Yeah, your receiving core has really been one of the strengths of the team this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys, I think, as a group, that may be the most improved unit from last year to this on the team.
Yeah.
Because we really got some weapons in there. This was definitely a throw that Cole would like to have back.
He got a little break right there on that one.
Yeah, he definitely
And
did.
let's talk about this. You finally got a chance to kick another field goal, but it didn't work out quite so well. I'm sure that had something to do with having to have your backup holder in there instead of Torrin. Is that correct?
Well, that could be a factor in it. Regardless of who it is in there, we'd like to give it a little better run than we did on the last one. And Joseph would say the same thing. But we just wanted at that point a situation where we probably could have gone for it. But our field goal and PAT units need a little work, so we elected to attempt the field goal, and it didn't work out too well for us.
You get a little bit of action from your
two
little running backs who were so exciting to watch.
Yeah, we took the first unit is on the sideline at this time, and DeMonte Burrell and Nasir Boyd get to get a little work in, and those guys always do a really good job anytime they get an opportunity.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm excited about seeing what they're gonna do next year.
They're
fun
both
to
really
watch.
good players. Yep.
All right, there you have it, 40-16 the final. First round of the playoffs is now history. Second round against Spanish Fort Friday night. A team that's been in the top 10, top 5 all year long. It's going to be a challenge. But we'll hold off and we'll talk about that when we come back. All right?
Great.
All right, stick around. This is the Hillcrest Football Review.
Here's Reynolds. Kicks the ball away. Number 32, Buda Baker, takes it on his 30. Watch this guy run in the open field, and nobody's going to catch him. Buda Baker, 70 yards to the house. Bellevue on top first.
Welcome back. Coach Adams, your team now 11-0. Wait a minute. The first season 10-0. Now you're 1-0.
That's right. That's right.
Right? All those games don't matter anymore, right? All that matters is that next one ahead of us. But boy, talk about the next one ahead of us. It's going to be a challenge. Spanish Fort, a perennially strong team. They've been in the top 10 or top 5 all year long. Tell us about them and what we can expect.
Spanish Fort is a really good program. Relatively new school in the large sense of things. They've actually never lost a first or second round playoff game in the history of the school.
Really?
Yeah, they had some years early on where they didn't make the playoffs, but since they've kind of hit their stride a little bit, they've never.
They've at least made it to the third round.
That's
every
correct.
time.
That's
Wow.
correct. And had been, I believe they were number 1 in the state at a certain point this year. Defending state champs. Got a couple of guys that are really highly recruited players. Two on defense, and it'll be a great game. I know they'll bring a really good crowd, and so it's a great opportunity for our guys to take on the defending state champs here at home.
Well, if you want to test, you got it this week.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Well, I'm excited about it. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do. Thanks again, and congratulations on a great win Friday night, and let's do it again this Friday.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
All right, thanks.